Lieutenant Cole Hartman had faced
We must
enemy
rally
fire,
our forces
diplomatic
now.
crises, and 3 assassination attempts in his 5 years with Earth's First Contact Division. But nothing in his training prepared him for Princess Zephyra of the Aurelian Empire casually announcing to the Galactic Council that their marriage was, in fact, completely real, and she had no intention of ever letting him return to Earth. "With all due respect, Your Highness," Cole said through gritted teeth, his translator implant working overtime to convert his English into the melodic Aurelian dialect. "We had an agreement." Zephyra turned to face him, her luminous orange skin catching the light of 3 suns streaming through the council chamber's transparent dome. Her blonde hair, an impossibility by human standards but common among Aurelian royalty, cascaded over her shoulders in intricate braids woven with living starlight. Her eyes, violet and pupil-less, fixed on him with an intensity that made his breath catch. "Agreements," she said sweetly, "can be renegotiated, particularly when circumstances change." "What circumstances?" Cole demanded. "The war stopped, the treaties signed, we accomplished exactly what we set out to do." "Yes," Zephyra agreed, a smile playing at her lips. "We did, and now that peace reigns between our peoples, I see no reason to dissolve a union that has proven so effective." 3 months earlier, the briefing room on Luna Station hummed with tension as Admiral Chen laid out Earth's impossible situation. "The Aurelian Empire and the Krell Dominion have been at war for 16 years, she said, holographic displays showing vast fleets decimating entire star systems. "Their conflict has made this entire sector of the galaxy unstable. Trade routes are blocked. Neutral worlds are caught in the crossfire. And now they've both discovered Earth." Cole leaned forward. "Discovered." "We've had first contact protocols for." "Protocols mean nothing when 2 galactic superpowers decide your planet would make an excellent forward operating base," Chen interrupted. "Both sides want Earth's cooperation. Both are threatening annexation if we side with their enemy. We're outgunned, outnumbered, and completely unprepared for interstellar war." "So what's the play?" Cole asked, though dread was already pooling in his stomach. "The Aurelians have a cultural practice," Chen said carefully. "Marriage alliances. Their Princess Zephyra, third in line to the throne and commander of their expeditionary forces, has proposed a union between herself and a human representative. It would make Earth an official protectorate of the Aurelian Empire, preventing Krell invasion." "But binding us to the Aurelians," Cole finished. "Not necessarily," Chen said. "The Aurelians have a provision in their marriage law. Unions formed solely for political purposes can be annulled after their strategic objective is achieved. If we can get the Krell to accept Earth as Aurelian territory, truly accept it, sign treaties, stand down their fleets, then the marriage would have served its purpose. It could be dissolved." "You want someone to marry an alien princess as a military strategy," Cole said flatly. "I want someone to pretend to marry an alien princess," Chen corrected. "Go through the ceremony, play the role long enough to stabilize the region, then come home. You'd be saving billions of lives, Cole, Earth's and others." Cole had looked at the holographic image of Princess Zephyra, regal, alien, beautiful in a way that defied human aesthetics. Her military record showed tactical brilliance, political savvy, and a reputation for absolute ruthlessness with enemies and unwavering loyalty to allies. "What does she get out of it?" he'd asked. "Legitimacy," Chen said. "She's third in line. This marriage would elevate her status considerably, proving she can forge alliances where her siblings can only wage war. She wants the throne eventually. This helps her get it. Cole had signed the papers that afternoon. The wedding ceremony had taken place on Aurelia Prime, broadcast across 100 worlds. Cole had worn formal dress blues modified to accommodate Aurelian aesthetic sensibilities. Flowing fabric in deep navy that caught light like liquid, platinum threads woven through the collar. Zephyra had been resplendent in traditional bridal armor, interlocking plates of crystalline metal that sang softly with her movements, shifting from orange to gold to crimson as her emotions flickered. The vows had been in Aurelian, words Cole had memorized phonetically. He'd clasped her three-fingered hand, felt the warmth of her skin, hotter than human normal, her metabolism burning faster and brighter. When the officiant had announced their union, Zephyra had looked at him with those impossible violet eyes, and for just a moment Cole had forgotten it was all performance. "Well played, husband," she'd whispered in perfect English, her translator working flawlessly. "You almost looked sincere." "Well played, wife," he'd replied. "So did you." Her laugh had sounded like crystal bells. "Who says I was acting?" He'd thought she was joking. The weeks that followed had been a whirlwind of state dinners, military coordination, and public appearances. Cole and Zephyra played their parts perfectly, the devoted couple whose union symbolized hope for lasting peace. They attended Krell negotiations together, presented a united front to skeptical diplomats, and gradually, impossibly, the war began to wind down. The Krell, recognizing Earth was truly under Aurelian protection and that the Aurelians had gained a strategic foothold they couldn't overcome, began peace talks. Neutral worlds breathed easier, trade routes reopened, and somewhere in the midst of political theater something shifted. Cole found himself actually enjoying Zephyra's company. Her sharp wit matched his own. Her strategic mind fascinated him. She was curious about Earth, about human culture, asking endless questions about art and music and the thousand small things that made humanity unique. "Your people create beauty even in darkness," she'd said one evening, listening to a blues recording he'd shared. "We Aurelians create beauty to deny darkness. It's different." "Not better or worse?" Cole had asked. "Just different," she'd confirmed. I think that's what I admire most about you, Cole. You've seen darkness, I've read your military file, and you didn't let it make you cruel. You became kind instead. That's rare, in any species." He'd started to respond, to deflect the compliment, but she'd placed a hand on his arm and the words had died in his throat. The touches had become more frequent after that. Casual at first, a hand on his shoulder, fingers brushing his as she passed him data tablets, then less casual. Zephyra would lean against him during long council sessions, her head on his shoulder. They'd share meals in her private quarters, conversations stretching late into the night. "Is this real?" Cole had asked her once, 3 weeks into the marriage. "Or are we just very committed to the performance?" Zephyra had regarded him silently for a long moment. "Does it matter? If something feels real, brings real joy, causes real connection, does the original intent negate its authenticity?" "That's not an answer," Cole had said. "No," she'd agreed. "It's a philosophy. I find those more useful than answers lately." The peace treaty had been signed with great ceremony. Representatives from 40 systems had witnessed the Krell Dominion and Aurelian Empire formally end hostilities, establishing Earth as a protected world, neutral ground where future negotiations would take place. It was exactly what Cole had volunteered to achieve. He'd expected Zephyra to acknowledge it privately, perhaps thank him for his service, begin the process of annulment. Instead, she'd done nothing. Days had passed, then weeks. And when Cole had finally worked up the nerve to raise the issue, she'd looked at him like he'd suggested something utterly absurd. "Why would we end our marriage?" she'd asked. "Because that was the agreement," Cole had said carefully. "Political alliance until peace was achieved. Peace is achieved." "The peace is fragile," Zephyra had countered. "Our marriage stabilizes it. Surely you see that." "For how long?" Cole had demanded. "A year, 10, the rest of our lives." Zephyra had stepped closer, invading his personal space in the way she'd grown comfortable doing. "Would that be so terrible? You're happy here. I see it in the way you've started learning Aurelian without your translator, how you've made friends among the palace staff, the way you light up when discussing Earth Aurelia cultural exchange programs." "That's not the point," Cole had protested weakly. "Then what is?" Zephyra's voice had dropped to something dangerous and soft. "Cole, be honest with me, with yourself. Do you truly wish to leave?" He'd hesitated. That hesitation had been answer enough. Which brought them to now, standing before the Galactic Council with Zephyra calmly explaining that Lieutenant Cole Hartman was in fact choosing to remain her husband, choosing to stay on Aurelia Prime, choosing to abandon his post with Earth's First Contact Division. "I choose nothing," Cole snapped, forgetting protocol. "Your Highness, you can't just unilaterally decide." "I'm not deciding unilaterally," Zephyra interrupted. "I'm asking you, directly, publicly, with the entire Galactic Council as witness. Cole Hartman, do you wish to end our marriage?" The chamber fell silent. Hundreds of eyes and eye equivalents from dozens of species fixed on Cole. It should have been simple. Yes, I want to go home. Yes, this was temporary. Yes, I have a life on Earth. But did he? His family was minimal, a brother he saw once a year, parents who died when he was young. His friends were mostly military, scattered across Earth's solar system, relationships maintained through sporadic messages. His apartment was a sterile box of military efficiency, no photos on the walls, no personal touches. And here he'd spent 3 months learning a new language, a new culture. He debated philosophy with Zephyra until dawn, taught her chess, learned Aurelian strategy games in return. He'd walked gardens under alien stars, tasted foods that didn't exist on Earth, felt more alive than he had in years. Because of her. Because Zephyra challenged him, fascinated him, made him want to be better than he was. "This isn't fair," he said quietly. "No," Zephyra agreed. "It's not. I'm being profoundly selfish. I'm using my political position to pressure you, creating a public spectacle that makes refusing me diplomatically complicated. It's manipulative and arguably cruel." "Then why?" Cole demanded. Zephyra's composure cracked just slightly. Her skin flushed darker orange. Embarrassment or emotion, Cole had learned to read the signs. "Because I'm terrified if I let you leave this chamber with a polite annulment, I'll never see you again. Because this started as strategy and became something else, for me at least. And I'm hoping, desperately hoping, it became something else for you too." The council chamber remained utterly silent. "You could have said this privately," Cole said. "You would have done your duty," Zephyra replied. "Gone home, filed reports, moved on to the next assignment. You're very good at duty, Cole. It's admirable. It's also how you avoid dealing with feelings that terrify you." That struck too close to home. Cole felt his carefully maintained composure threatening to shatter. "If I stay," he said slowly, "it's not pretend anymore, it's real, everything that comes with that." "Yes," Zephyra said simply. "I barely know you, 3 months isn't." "We've spent nearly every day together," Zephyra interrupted. "Shared meals, strategies, dreams. I know you wake up at 500 regardless of when you sleep. I know you worry about your brother's drinking. I know you feel guilty about enjoying being here because it feels like abandoning Earth. I know your favorite color is the specific blue of Earth's oceans, and you get homesick for weather, actual rain, not climate-controlled environments. Tell me I'm wrong." Cole couldn't. She'd paid attention to every small thing, cataloged his preferences, learned him the way he'd been learning her. "What are you offering?" he asked. "Really? Partnership," Zephyra said. "I'll ascend to Empress eventually, likely within a decade. My consort would be my equal in all things. We'd rule together, forge policies together. Earth would have a permanent voice in Aurelian governance. You'd have purpose, challenge, work that matters, and—" She hesitated. "You'd have me, for whatever that's worth." "You're asking me to choose between my world and you," Cole said. "No," Zephyra corrected gently. "Your world is safe now, thriving actually. They don't need you, Cole, I do. I'm asking you to choose yourself for once. Choose happiness. Choose the life you've been building here without even realizing it." Cole looked out at the assembled council members, alien faces reflecting curiosity, judgment, interest. He thought of Earth, distant, familiar, safe. He thought of Aurelia, strange, challenging, full of possibility. He thought of Zephyra, looking at him with barely concealed vulnerability, her royal composure stripped away to reveal someone hoping desperately for his answer to be yes. "If I do this," Cole said carefully, "we set clear boundaries. Equal partnership means I have real political authority, not just ceremonial. Earth maintains independence even as our world's ally. And you stop making decisions about our relationship without consulting me first." Hope flared in Zephyra's violet eyes. "Agreed." "Anything else?" "Yeah," Cole said, a smile tugging at his lips despite everything. "Next time you want to tell me you have actual feelings for me, maybe do it somewhere other than in front of galactic government representatives." Zephyra laughed, the real laugh, not the diplomatic one. "I make no promises. I am rather enjoying watching you squirm." "I noticed," Cole said dryly. Then louder, addressing the council. "For the record, I'm choosing to remain married to Princess Zephyra. Of my own free will, however questionable her methods of asking." The chamber erupted in applause or its various species equivalents. Zephyra closed the distance between them, her hand finding his. "You're certain?" she asked quietly, just for him. "Absolutely not," Cole admitted. "This is probably the craziest decision I've ever made, but—" He looked down at their joined hands, human and Aurelian, different but somehow fitting together. "You're right. I've been happier here than I've been in years." "I'd like to see where that goes. Even if I'm manipulative and argumentative and politically ruthless," Zephyra asked. "Especially because of that," Cole said. "I don't want easy, Zephyra. I want real, complicated, messy, challenging real." She smiled, the private smile she'd started giving him in quiet moments. "Well then, husband, welcome to the rest of your life." "Thank you, wife," Cole replied. "I think." Her laugh echoed through the council chamber as she pulled him into a kiss that definitely wasn't diplomatic theater. Somewhere, millions of light years away, Earth spun peacefully under its sun, secure and thriving. And Cole Hartman, who'd volunteered for a fake marriage to save his world, discovered that sometimes the best things in life were the ones you never planned for at all. Even if his wife was a manipulative, brilliant, impossible alien princess who'd refused to give him back. Especially then.